What's up, world? This is WeNeeda5th. This your man, Mo. Government Hill in the building.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Government P in the building.
What up, what up, fellas?
Thanks for holding us down last week.
One man
It
band.
is. Oh, it is. Shout out to my man Kyle.
Take and roll. Take and roll, actually.
Laugh came in clutch.
Can't keep the five down. You know how that go, man.
Fellas, we're going to talk about college basketball, but I want to start off with NBA. Memphis Grizzlies fired their head coach. Memphis Grizzlies are currently, I believe, they're tied for fourth.
They're in fifth.
They're in fifth
But,
statistically, but the record, they're tied for fourth with the Lakers.
got a game against the Lakers.
You got a game against the Lakers today.
44-29. 15 games over. Pretty decent, right?
Yeah. What's going on in Memphis? I mean, because like me and Pete was talking last night, and it's like you stick with this coach through the Ja Morant fiasco, you know, where he's getting suspended every which way, and you don't make the playoffs. And you don't make the playoffs 2 years in a row. And then when Ja Morant's come back for a full season and for all intents and purposes, been a model citizen, hasn't caused any hiccups or anything like that for the organization. And now you're in playoff contention. You're a playoff team. You're winning now, and this was get you fired. I mean, I don't understand it. It's like if you wasn't going to fire him for having 2 losing seasons, wasn't going to fire him for, hey, Ja Morant going off the reservation and compromising himself and his ability to be available for the team. You're going to actually fire him for winning? Am I missing something? What's going on?
To be honest, I know this isn't good for a podcast. I don't know. I don't think any of us know. I think it's an inside thing.
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, digging deeper, that's what I heard it was. Inside thing. I mean, in their last 9 games, they're 0 for 9 versus teams that's over 500. So they're just not beating anyone. That's a good seeding right now. Second thing is, it's a pick and roll league, and they rank last in pick and roll defense. And offense, they start out the season at 6th, 20th on offense, and then they're dead last on defense. So it's like they're not put up with the times. And the front office, they got rid of his assistant coaches as well too. They have a philosophy. They were saying they want more floor spacing and they want more motion. So they brought in dude that's from the Paris League, more international game, and it's affected Jaws and Jay's numbers.
And I was just about to ask, like, do they have the personnel for that type of game?
I don't think they care. I think that shows by firing the coach.
So do you think maybe this is a hot button, but do you think they're potentially looking at moving Ja or Ja and Jared?
Whatever they're showing is that the organization is taking a stand, and that I guess Luka opened the floodgates to say that no one's safe, and it's just because skewing more on the lines of not so much a players' league, more of an organizational league. It's probably what they could be showing.
They could prove me wrong going forward, but this is like a reminder. They're kind of a mediocre franchise. You know what I mean? I think this kind of like shows it. Like, to me, I'm just worried about your record. You know what I mean? I feel like you're saying like the pick and roll defense and pick and roll offense. There's probably people higher than them in that category that has less wins. So what's more important? You want to be ranked high in pick and roll, so you want to be ranked high in win. So I think the coach did did a good job. I think he was unfairly
High
fired.
commodity.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be out of work.
Yeah, at worst, he'll be on somebody's staff very quickly.
Now, I think he's get a head coaching job
Yeah.
easily. Yeah.
That's something. Okay. Along the NBA, still staying in the NBA. Didn't really want to talk about this, but I think we got to talk about it. Stephen A. versus LeBron. Been a little back and forth between Stephen A. and LeBron. It started when LeBron approached Stephen A. during a game in LA. I think it was during the third quarter. Approached him about things that Stephen A. may have said about his son, and that's simple to stop. It was confrontational. It wasn't really aggressive. Stephen A. Responded by, saying that he understood as a father, where LeBron was coming from, and didn't have any issue with LeBron approaching him like that. He felt that LeBron missed the point in the sense that he felt that he was talking about how LeBron set up his son to be scrutinized by the media, to have extra attention on himself, in the sense that, hey, LeBron has taken a path that not too many others have taken with their children, when it comes to, following their legacy in basketball. LeBron proceeded to go on the Pat McAfee show, expressed his displeasure with Stephen A. Said they've always had a contentious relationship. Stephen A's gone back saying that, I think Pat McAfee at one point asked if it had ever, had the potential to go physical or confrontation. LeBron was, to my understanding, was no, but Stephen A. said, hey, if he had gotten physical, I would have, responded back. It probably would have got beaten up, but I would have responded back.
LeBron, after that, put the video out of the
Stephen A.'s boxing acumen, if you want to call it that. Fellas, your thoughts? I'm gonna just open it up like that. What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Not a fan of one's game, not a fan of one's commentating. I mean, it's what do a wise man say? People from a distance can't tell who is who. I leave this one alone. I mean, I really hate speaking about this. I do, and I think it's taking legs of its own. I mean, your son's a basketball player. Listen, I think you did the yeoman job of bringing your son up into the league. I have no problems with that. Who's the number 56? Who's the number 57? Who's the 51st? Who's the 31st? I don't know. But Ronnie's here. Let him play. But but while he's here, he can get criticized. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think their contentious relationship, which they're saying, has probably culminated to Ronnie James being like the what erupted the volcano per se. Like they probably had issues from before, and this led up to it, which I would think for me is kind of corny. It's just like, leave my son out of it. I'm protecting. He's gonna critique your son. I mean, we critique him. He's on the court. You're sitting next to him. It is what it is. The tough talk. Yeah, but it's more than an opportunity and space to do whatever y'all gotta do. Y'all call each other. Y'all can meet up. LeBron was whack for doing it there. You was whack for giving us more legs by thinking over going home, probably looking in the mirror and saying, I was emasculated, now I gotta say this on right. It was done, son, it was over. Like, if he said that to you, you should have been like, listen, he had his feelings. I'm gonna keep critiquing his son. If his son get better, I'm gonna say he's better. If he stinks, I'm gonna say he stinks. Why the tough? I don't understand the whole tough guy thing. I mean, tough guys don't do this.
Yeah, I think for me, I think both of them need to stop. I think to your point, LeBron is being sensitive about his son. Understandable, he's a father.
Human nature. Human nature.
He definitely want to stick up and protect your child. But I think he also has to realize the position he put his child in. Because, like I said, we haven't seen this in any other sports, you know what I mean, where, hey, from high school, you're talking about I'm going to play with my son. And you put that pressure on him. And there's plenty of players who have sons in the league right now, you know, that didn't, where, hey, we don't even realize sometimes that they're in the league and whatnot. And you could have given your son that opportunity to just go under the radar and, you know, try to get into the league on his own merits and without you putting your hand or your finger on the scales.
I actually like that though.
And there's no problem with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And hey, you did it. But my thing is, and I have no problem with it either too,
Yeah.
Hill, because like, hey, if you have the power to do that and you can afford your child that opportunity, go ahead. But don't complain about the attention he gets because of that.
That's right.
And it's rightfully so. Hey, honestly, we shouldn't know about him. If he was any other 55, 55th pick, we wouldn't know about him.
But he's not though.
Son. Yeah.
It's something you really just can't undo.
Yeah. And it's just like, but I think of, hey, the other sons in the league right now, Caleb Martin, Scottie Pippen's son, they're in the league.
If LeBron played an ounce of basketball and he got his 3 sons in here, would it be an uproar? Probably LeBron is out more outlandish than LeBron.
Yeah, but I think in that sense, though, we're talking about sons that have more talent. Like LaMelo and whatchamacallit.
I'll take Bron over Jello, but Jello ain't here.
No, but and that's my point. Like, hey, Jello.
But I think you're alluding to that maybe Bronny is not deserving of being here.
Not even that. I'm saying that if you think about the path he took here, especially once he got to USC, and thank God he was able to recover from the heart incident that he had. But given his performance at USC, if he wasn't LeBron James' son, nobody would know about him right now.
Maybe. But see, the only problem with that is he is.
Yeah, and that's cool. And whatchamacallit, and like I said, he had the opportunity to afford his child that opportunity. Hey, go ahead, do it. But don't complain about the attention that garners your son.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was petty. I think you have one man who's always championed against what some people felt was the inevitable, being LeBron being the greatest player of all time. And I think Stephen A. from one always thought Michael Jordan's my guy.
It still says that.
LeBron has tons of bully pulpits. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Draymond coming at him. His manager is Rich Paul. So he has all these things that could pick at Stephen A. while he directly can get at him. McAfee doesn't have a great relationship with Stephen A.
No, I just
like
no, I'm trying to close this. At the end of the day, he saw me G-checked him. It is what it is, right? So I guess Stephen, like you said, Stephen A. Smith afterwards might say, damn, I might have looked like a sucker to the world. So now he's on his thing. At the end of the day, this is more TMZ than sports because Bronny is a part-time NBA player, part-time G League. I don't mean that any type of funny way.
No, it is what it is.
Goes back and forth. So does this affect the NBA in any way whatsoever? No, it doesn't even affect the Lakers. That's this team that he plays for. So I think this is more of a TMZ type of thing. Bronny's father got him in the league. Is he a Nepo baby? Yes. Is there any wrong with being a Nepo? To me, being a Nepo baby means your parents did a good job. In my opinion, that means your parents did a good job.
But he's being a Nepo baby the right way. Like he's spending time in the G League, like actual time. He's not giving you, he's not saying like, all right, he's a Nepo baby. And you're forcing minutes and forcing this on it. And I say you have a lot more criticism of LeBron James, but they're doing it the right way as a second round player who was picked at 55 should get, and he's learning, he's getting better in G League.
Yeah, and I get it in a way where people say, oh, I think like human nature, you want to protect your son, but your son's an NBA player, so he's gonna get critiqued.
Free game.
That's
what I'm saying.
What it is.
We're being fair saying that the G League, he looks decent. Went to 39, a 20, a 5, 4. When he plays in a game, when he gets in, it's sheer bricks at the win up. You're bad when you're in there. Yeah. We just look at it.
And I think we've done a good job of like separating him, who his father is, and him. Like I saw a couple of games at USC. I looked at the stats. Where I guess he would make the NBA? No. So when I see him perform at this level, it's not a surprise because I saw him perform at the college level. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's a whole bunch of nothing, to be honest.
But when you look at the end of people's benches from 8 to 12 on, you don't know those people. You know what I'm saying? You don't know Omar, this spot, right. 6, 7, so and so. 6-1 this, you know what I mean? The benches look really bad at the end, and that's where he is. Stephen A. WeNeeda5th was the collateral damage by those messed up. Just like
So yeah, actually, that's actually more interesting. No, seriously, the Brian Windhorst is more interesting than Stephen A. Smith. So Brian Windhorst, does he or does he not know LeBron and have really? Because I always thought the reason he was on ESPN is because he followed LeBron or he played with LeBron. I don't know the dynamics there, but LeBron seems to act like I never saw this guy in my life.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know what that is. Does anyone know? Like, did they grow up together? Did they go to the same high school? Did Brian Windhorst cover LeBron?
And now I have to dive deep. I thought his personal megaphone ever since he got out of high school. I thought he had the
inside track.
Yeah,
like you know, Rich Paul, let me know what's going on. I'll make it look good on ESPN. And I not to throw Rich Paul in it. I don't know that if that's a fact.
I never got that sense from. And maybe I'm just blind to it. I never got that sense.
Oh no, like
even overprotected LeBron.
Even in like LeBron's rookie year, I feel like he was pretty much following. He wasn't an NBA analyst. He was like a LeBron analyst.
He LeBron analyst, homer / protector.
Yeah,
there was nothing wrong that LeBron could do.
So I don't even know what he said to trigger LeBron to say that. Like, did he talk negatively about Bronny? Like, I don't understand why you just came out and said I don't know this dude.
LeBron is one of those gatekeepers that you laugh with him, you're affiliated with him. When he is on, he does spots on, Stephen A. Get Up or whatever. But that's his job.
Yeah. He works for ESPN.
So that was interesting to me.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Hey, let us know what you guys are thinking. What do you think about Memphis firing their head coach? A couple of their assistant coaches as well. Look like they're trying to go in a different direction. What do you think about the battle between Stephen A. and LeBron, or LeBron and Windhurst now?
Triple threat match.
Yeah.
Triple threat match.
Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. And you can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. College basketball. We are fully into the tournament now.
March
both-
rules. March rules.
On both sides of the ball. With the men, we got the Elite Eight set up. We got Duke versus Alabama, Auburn versus Michigan State, Florida versus Texas Tech, and Houston versus Tennessee. First, let me ask, are there any players on the men's side that's really caught your eye, that's impressed you? It's like, hey, let's shine a spotlight on them.
I think this is going to be universal.
Okay.
I'll let Hills talk.
Flag. Flag. All right, guys. Cooper Flag, Malash. No line. Tyrese Proctor. I mess with Side. What is his side?
Point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah.
Silent. Terrific. I mess with Jace. I mess with Carr, Michigan State. Yo, Jace. Jace smooth with the lefties. Jace,
Michigan State, who's that freshman? Is that
Carr?
no, the freshman that they have in Michigan State.
Richardson.
Jace. Yeah, Jace got Jace. Jace Carr. I've always I like Grant Nelson. It's just my guy. Sears, Little Brunson. I think I have a tough time today. I know it's a few things, a tough match. Alabama. I got Duke by +12.
Wow.
Over Bama tonight. I was more disappointed. And they're gone, but I love Reese. And I love
Maryland?
Yeah, Reese and
Derek Queen.
And Queen. I wanted them to go further. It's a nice one too. And
Angel's brother, by the way.
yes,
I did not know
absolutely,
that.
absolutely, baby brother, baby brother. Outside of that, I'm miss me on Florida. I'm good on that.
Really?
Miss me. I'm good on Quinca.
I think Florida, they look sort of like the old Florida team.
Not with Condon hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
Help me out here. That's goodbye.
That would be a big loss.
Yeah.
In the middle. I like the team overall though. They're just a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that backcourt, Martin, Clayton Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin reminds me like a little bit of Bradley Bill.
Okay.
I actually like this game. Like I feel like now he'll get you 10, 15, but the next level, I think this game will he's probably more suited for the NBA game than college actually.
More so than it's funny, more so than Clay, because Clay has the body for a point, but doesn't have the point.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have the point skills. We have the shooting of it, so you might have a Hawkins situation there. You might have a Curry situation there. The other one, please. The other one. Where their tween is at 6'2", 6'3", and just really like pure shooters, but can't handle the ball. That's why I prefer Proctor over him. Proctor can handle the ball. And he has the height.
Yeah.
So
who's your top player in the tournament so far?
Gotta think long and hard about this one, huh?
This is generational. Flag.
Cooper Flag?
Yeah, definitely.
Cooper Flag?
No disrespect to no one, but it's I actually really like Derek Queen. Like I
I do.
really
I
like
do.
his game, but it's not really close. It's Cooper Flag. He's been really impressive.
I mean, he's close to almost making me a believer.
Close. Wow.
Hey,
To be
you gotta-
fair, he was on the fence a little early. Though.
yeah,
He was too,
yeah.
but Jesus.
but hey, listen, he got to close out the deal.
It's jumping. It's just me early jumping like I do. I'm a hype machine, as my Kyle would say. But I'm just impressed with a lot of it is how he digs on defense. You know, help defense, one-on-one defense, square up. He has a body to take the initial bump. He has the mean factor that you asked for from Tatum that people say you don't have.
Mhm.
Shout out to Tatum. I don't think you need it, and I think he's nice regardless. His handle is well above average. Mid-range is nice. I want to see a little bit more of a range from the three.
Mm.
But anything else, he rebounds strong. Ball keeps high over his head. Great vision now, I'm finding out.
Yeah, that's what I was really surprised about.
It's reminding me. It's weird to make this comparison. I'm not comparing them as players, but like D Rose.
Mhm.
I remember like that season, like Michael Beasley was like the guy, like 25-10, put it down. And Derrick Rose had a good season, obviously, but like during the tournament, I just feel he got better from the game to game. Where I was like, okay, yeah, he's good. He's a really good player. To like, he's like a 6'4" LeBron to me, and that's like during the tournament. It kind of just, and I feel like Hooper's like the same way. Like I know he was a good player. Just we saw about the NBA comps. He went from Andre Karolinko at the beginning of the season to Sean Marion, and now I got him almost like as a Jason Tatum as far as where he can get, and that's the progression I've seen just in a year. So it's always a good thing for a talented, a heralded player that you see, and you just see him getting better.
And it's scary too, because I don't think he's unlocked.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's unselfish doing this, giving you 26, 6, and 6. You know what I mean? I really love Duke. Cooper didn't have a good game. They sat Evans on the bench.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be rough.
I think it's actually going to be a pretty good game. I think
Malash was in foul trouble. When he was in, he dominated. Like it's that team. Only injuries scare me with that team.
But I think it's going to be a good game between them and Alabama. I don't think it's going to be a runaway win for Duke, but I do think Duke is going to win. But I think Alabama's athleticism, they can keep up with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they can match the athleticism.
Yeah.
So,
and their height.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, now it comes down to those little intangibles that we're talking about with, hey, Cooper Flag, and hey, can you take it to another level? Does your game have another aspect that Alabama can't account for?
Rutherford, home game, right?
Yeah. Weird. They're like in North Carolina, or some of these in Jersey's a home game.
Yeah,
It's like playing at the Garden. Like besides St. John's, it's their
home game, right? Look a little home cooking to a referee.
But I disagree with you a little bit. I think, like to Hill's point, Duke is so deep. I don't think Cooper has to have a great game.
Nah.
I think they're that good of a team. Now, that's what you want, of course, because that's your best player. But you could Isaiah Evans could come off the bench and get you
25 minutes.
But of course, I want if you're rooting for Duke, you want Cooper Flag. I completely understand what you're saying, but I think that impresses me about Cooper Flag also. It's not like it's a carry job. He's just putting up numbers. He's the man, giving the ball every single time. They have a good team. He's actually fitting in the offense and giving this production, which is really impressive to me.
Proctor gonna give me like 17 today.
I like his game.
He listen, to me it's like a shorter Cade.
Okay.
I love Proctor a lot, bro.
I think that's fair.
And what you call him is just straight. And he looks the part. He is him. Sion James is what you call. He's literally Boston. Drew drives hard, pushes off the off, finishes with the left. A defensive stopper. I'm like, yo, he's Drew. I mean, any comparison, he looks the part and he plays the part.
Yeah, his motor, his aggressiveness,
Nasty.
just makes up for any lack of skill set he has. It makes up for it. Like he's one of them guys. Like you always say, you want him on your team. You know what I mean? He helps you win. It might not show up in the stats sheet, but he helps you win.
Sneaky 6'6" too. Sneaky.
So it's safe to say y'all both got two.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, but you know me, I'm a Fab Five running rebel guy. I don't really, mess fool with Duke like that, but yeah.
Okay. Next one, Auburn versus Michigan State.
Please, I beg, and I can't stand Izzo. Please, Izzo, pull this off. I do not want to see Auburn at all. If you give me any more Broom minutes, you cannot watch that game and tell me you enjoyed Broom playing basketball. It is the ugliest basketball I've ever seen.
You got something started here.
Drew Gooden married Al Harrington and had a baby and made Randall Harrington Gooden.
And know what? I can't. Early on, I during the regular season, I liked Broom. And during the tournament, he and it started in the SEC tournament. Like, he's to your point.
If Byron Houston was bad,
I'm gonna go to bat for Broom. Hold on, well, that was your guy earlier.
And like starting with the SEC tournament, like I said, it's just been like he's been up and down. It's like I don't know which one I'm gonna get. It's almost like all the negative things that we put toward Cat, like, hey, not showing up in the big minutes, and getting soft against quality competition and stuff like that. It's like I'm starting to see with Broom, and it's like,
before Hill goes off, compare Broom to Cat. Like, Hill's had explosive scores. Broom, he's had a tough tournament until last night against Golden and Wolf, 2 7-footers.
Who I take over him too.
Oh, they're good.
Who I'll take over him in a heartbeat.
But he outplayed them last night.
Oh my God! Yeah. The amount of traveling that they missed when he made his initial shot they didn't call, it killed me with Golden and Wolf. Those are the two I loved last night.
I think those guys are good. So I think the fact that Broom had a good performance against them says a lot for Broom. I had them neck and neck with Cooper Flag for Play of the Year before the tournament started. I think most people did.
Oh man!
A reminder, by the way, they're the #1 overall seed in this tournament.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just picking some dark horse guy.
And I'm almost at the point where I'm like, Bro Clark is right twice a day too.
No. He was the best player on the #1 overall team in this tournament. That's more than twice a day. That's all day.
Mm-hmm. More consistent.
He
is so bad to me. I mean, for me, it's not results. So let's.
Okay, so then I'm arguing results.
I can't. And for me, it's aesthetics. He's unwatchable to me. Unwatchable. Kill that game. I'm praying for Michigan State.
And that's not the prettiest team to watch either.
No, but
traditionally.
Right.
But they're looking good.
No, Carr.
Yeah.
Carr. That athleticism is crazy to me. Like, I think he's good.
Over 2 feet.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. I think just this athleticism alone makes him a decent player. Like, yeah. When they say jump off the screen, like his athleticism jumps off the screen to me.
Yeah, I like Michigan State.
Shout out Padula. He played well too last night against Michigan State.
Oh yeah, Ole Miss.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Izzo got another one, another Final Four team.
See.
Ooh, okay.
No, they just one win away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
4 versus 1, though, right? I mean, was it 2?
Three.
Three.
I think
Nah,
that's.
yeah, Izzo one of the best ever.
Yeah.
Next game we got is Florida versus Texas Tech.
This one to you. Go Red Raiders.
Uh,
Go Red Raiders.
I think Florida takes this one.
Yeah, the Raiders are a good team, but yeah, I definitely go for it.
That injury, man. I'm curious. Are you sick, Condon, this whole game? They could win without him, right?
They could.
Yeah,
I would prefer not to try that though. Get him on the bike, man. Loosen that up.
Houston versus Tennessee.
Oof. This is
Why Kelvin Sampson eats. This is why he eats. He finds a way.
yeah. Both of these teams are Michigan State to be light.
Yeah, they both like are mirror images of each other.
Houston, Azunze though, right? Azunze, they got him? Is that who they have? Yeah, Azuni. Like he's pretty much like UCLA. What's dude from UCLA? That's what he reminds me of. Oh my
Talking about
God.
the coach?
No, the player. That's on Sacramento. That's what Azuni is. He's like
Mark.
nah.
No,
Zach Levine. That's what he plays like, Zach Levine. That's the Houston guy, right? I think he gave me 5 or 6 threes. And he's athletic. That's what he reminds me of.
so who you got?
I'm going with Houston.
Who you got?
Tennessee shouldn't be here.
Tennessee, mess with Rick, but yeah, we'll go with Houston. Yeah, I just think Houston's a more athletic version of Tennessee.
That's a trifecta. Houston. So seems like we're pretty much on the same.
Houston, Duke.
We got Houston, Florida, Duke, Michigan State for me. You picking Michigan State or Auburn?
Oh, it's team number 1 overall.
Yeah, you man.
Yeah, well, I always go against Izzo. He always proves me wrong. Why stop now? I'm gonna go Auburn.
Women's basketball tournament's been going on pretty strong. Had a couple of major incidents in the women's games, but we're gonna get to that. They're still wrapping up their Sweet 16. Wraps up today. Today we got UConn versus Oklahoma.
Is that 31 straight Sweet 16s or Elite 8s that they said they're gonna break? 31 in a row?
Yeah.
Jesus, come on.
Train keeps on.
Either way, it's impressive. 16 no Elite 8. Yo, UConn is nuts, and I think their last game they won by like what 30 something.
Does Paige Beckers get it done?
Dropped to 34 piece and sat on the bench late. So I mean,
Yeah, she should at minimum get to the Final Four because unfortunately that dream, in my opinion, my dream matchup of UConn versus USC was taken away from us. So she should at least get to the Final Four.
Next matchup we got Notre Dame versus TCU. I think this is going to be a good matchup. TCU beat Notre Dame earlier in the season. It was a comeback win. And I think Notre Dame had a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter. TCU was able to outscore them in the fourth quarter, like 36-12 or something like that.
Van Zandt?
Yes.
LSU, right? Point guard?
When Killing Talk said, "Go ahead and shoot." That's all though, right?
Yeah.
I think she was open. Killing Clark was like, "You ain't built like that."
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going with Notre Dame.
And
Hidalgo.
And that's I think that she is built like that.
She waved her off.
No,
She's gonna show
I
me.
think honestly that was LSU not used her right.
No, she was open. Caitlin Clark saw her and said, "You're not like that. Take it." And she turned it down. So yeah, give me Notre Dame Hidalgo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
like-
thinking about it.
I got Notre Dame too, but I think it's going to be a closer game. I think the only we're talking about, she's gotten better. I think TCU was a better fit for her. I think LSU was playing her out of position. Actually, you
I
know,
mean, she's like 5'2".
Yeah, it sounds like she wasn't good enough to play for LSU, so TCU has less
You know,
talent.
I think honestly,
Two.
because when she was at Louisville, she was running at the 2, and she was scoring damn near 20, between 20 and 25 a game. And then she went to LSU, they put her at the point, and and then had her start guarding the Caitlin Clarks of the world, where in Louisville and whatnot, she wasn't being asked to do that.
So
And then
so they know her limits. LSU didn't know her limits. So LSU didn't know that she wasn't good enough.
wasn't good enough to be playing D on the best player on the other team. Yeah.
Well, she's not going to be in the highest.
And then and then you asking her to facilitate for your team, especially when you don't have anybody that can get off the dribble besides Flo J. Johnson. You got Angel Reese where she has to hand feed her and hope that she makes the layup and whatnot. So it's like, hey, she gets to TCU, goes back to the 2, and she's rocking and rolling again. And she's scoring, averaging close to 20 points a game now. You know what I mean? And got her team in the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I think she's playing on a team with less talent, so she gets more opportunity.
And not only that, you have to think like LSU win last night or the night before. Flage wasn't the reason why they won. So,
No.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you skilled.
okay. So, next game is Texas versus Tennessee.
Texas.
That's Texas last year.
USC versus Kansas State.
We'll see.
Well,
Still got Kiki
here.
Yeah, they still got Kiki over there.
I like USC too. UCLA versus LSU.
Go with LSU.
That's going to be Elite 8.
Yeah,
You
go
know,
with LSU.
that we talk.
Go with LSU.
I got UCLA on
One
that.
seed, right? UCLA.
Yeah,
The only team that beat them was USC this year.
I got UCLA on that.
I'm gonna go Flo J. I'm gonna go with LSU though. That's gonna be a good match.
South Carolina versus Duke.
South Carolina.
Another Elite 8 matchup.
Duke barely put up 30 points versus North Carolina. That was an ugly game. South Carolina's gonna maul Duke.
Shout out to Carol Lawson, but definitely South Carolina.
Talk about incidents happening in the tournament. Juju Smith, Juju Watkins, excuse me, tore her ACL.
Yeah, get well soon, Juju.
I mean, it looked like, I mean, if they were saying a contact, it looked more non-contact. It looked like her knee blew out.
Which is always worse. The non-contact injuries is always like worse.
I know. Yeah, Ole Miss is taking a lot of flack for it, but when they were playing defense, you're gonna body someone up. But it looked like her knee blew out. I mean, she was injured already. So, shout out USC conditioning.
Yeah. NFL. We had some free agent signings.
Did we?
We still have some free agents out there waiting to drop. Russell Wilson signed with the New York Giants.
New York Football Giants.
Jameis Wilson
New York Football Giants
is also there.
Do they go after the quarterback?
That was my question. I think they need to.
Even with the sign.
And that's what I was gonna ask you guys. Hey, do you think the Giants are still in play for Shador?
I think so, because okay, let's just say you think Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston should start quarterback this year. You're doing that until when? Until you find a franchise quarterback. You have a number 3 pick. So to me, if they don't pick, I mean, we're assuming Cam will go 1 or 2 with Shador. You must just don't think Shador is a franchise quarterback. Because that's what you're waiting on. Russell Wilson is too long in the tooth right now. In his prime, he was a franchise Super Bowl winning quarterback. No knock on Russell Wilson, but he's not that guy right now. And Jameis Winston is Jameis Winston. So for them to pass up on Shador, that Giants organization just must not believe Shador is a franchise quarterback.
Or Cam, right? Or you think Cam won't be there probably at that time?
Either way.
Yeah, and that was my thing. I was okay with one. Like grooming, I was like, oh, Jameis and Cam. That's what I thought the move was.
Signing both
or Jameis and Shador. I got lost once he got Russell Wilson, because I was like, why not spend that $10.25 million on Devontae Adams? Have Devontae Adams and what you call him I mean, as opposed to getting Russell Wilson, I would have preferred that gamble as opposed to just doubling up on quarterbacks.
Hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. Fellas, what's on the radar?
You need to get me ground, old school dude. Thank you, man. I can't believe, 30-some years later that I'm a Blue Devil fan right now.
Wow.
I have the ties after, and I can stand it. Shout out to Fat Five. Watching, my man Cool Flag. So I'm at March Madness. I'm locked in.
Pete, where you at?
Damn, I hate to just do the same radar, but
my God.
College basketball. I took almost like a little hiatus from college basketball with the one and done, the G League, because I just felt like the talent was just like subpar. To me, there's a lot of talent in college basketball. A lot. Like I was surprised. I'm watching the tournament, like the quality of the quality of play is really up there. So just the NCAA March Madness, this round, Sweet 16, Elite 8. That's what's on my radar.
And to piggyback off of that, the whole experience. You turn on TV, shout out Harlan, shout out Gus, shout out JJ, shout out
Steve Smith,
Grant
Hill, man, Bill
Rapp. I mean, they are making this experience Eagle.
Yeah, Birdie, definitely.
I mean, they are making this experience wholesome.
Yeah.
You're engaged. I love it.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, whether it be the play-by-play or the color analyst, like very knowledgeable. And I mean, it's not just like gimmicks, like they give some really, really good insights.
Bros.
Yeah, they're really tuned into the college game. They bring you in and give you some really good inside information. Love it. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Harlan, we love rap. Where to go? Lingerie.
Lingerie left on the day.
Yeah, it's him and Grant Hill. I like their combination also, because they have the kind of like the straight man and the funny guy combination there. So
he just gives you that feel like he knows good basketball. Now, you know what I'm saying? Not like.
Yeah, I think I like last year, Jersey Kid. He played against Wilt.
Yeah, definitely. Like
he jokes about it. Like, yeah, he played against Wilt.
He looks like it's not like someone coming on there like, oh, he's a phenomenal player. Like, nah, rappers, look like he's not that good.
Yeah, he reminds me of, God bless his soul, man. Like Billy Packer.
Yeah, like I played it.
The dude that scored 20 I'm not going to say he's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, that was a good game, cool. But I've seen a lot of basketball in my day, so I'm not going to go crazy.
BYO made their rounds. You might have seen Rapid Rucker playing. You might, they made their rounds.
Rafi, it all makes sense to me now. Like, I saw Wilt, bro. I seen Wilt. I seen Wilt. So therefore, I've seen Bill Russell. I've seen Jordan. I've seen Lou Alcindor. I've seen Bill Walton. So I know what great basketball is.
It's refreshing.
On my radar, college basketball, of course. Can't wait. Women's Sweet 16. Definitely want to see how USC responds. Want to see what Page does. Really interested in Notre Dame TCU matchup. Also, gonna binge watch The Reacher season 3 on Amazon. The last episode came out this Thursday, so I'm finally get to binge watch that season 3. So I'm there for that. Anything else before we get out of here, fellas?
The madness continue.
To all our fifths out there, stay safe. We out.
Peace.